If you thought Grok-2 images were out of control, wait till you see what Grok-3 can do. In this video, I'm testing Grok-3's insane realism, its minimal censorship, and its biggest weaknesses. Let me show you. Alright Grok, generate a super realistic image. Go for it.
Hyperrealism, coming right up.
Okay, wow, that looks super realistic, but can you zoom out a bit?
Try not to blink.
Okay, that's a good zoom, but zoom out some more.
Zooming out.
Great. One last time, please.
Let's go widescreen.
All right. Okay. Real funny,
You
Grok.
asked for
I guess you do have a sense of humor, as they say, huh? Okay. In all seriousness, Grok-3 is a huge leap forward in AI image generation, especially when you compare it to Grok-2. Thanks to Grok-3's new image generation engine, Aurora, Grok-3 now creates stunningly realistic images with improved resolution, texture fidelity, and anatomy. Yes, I'm talking about the hands problem. Grok-3 fixes that for the most part. But here's where things get a bit dark and maybe even more out of control. Because of its minimal censorship rules, Grok-3 allows for certain creative freedoms that may be pushing some ethical boundaries, or at the very least, testing the limits of certain IP owners. I can generate a cinematic image of the Man of Steel aiming some steel at a crowd. I can create a picture of what happened to this poor explorer who lost her way in the city life. And I can even create images explaining why this esteemed character is always so happy. As you can see, Grok-3 is quite powerful. The crazy part is that Grok-2 was released less than a year ago, but the improvement is night and day. I mean, look at this image from Grok-2 and compare it to the Grok-3 one. Here I use a very similar prompt, if not the same, so it's not the prompt doing all the work here. But how did it go from this sort of overly stylized picture to something a lot closer to the real thing? The answer, as I hinted at earlier, is the new Aurora engine, which replaces Grok-2's previous image generation engine called Flux. Aurora is built on a more advanced neural architecture and trained on a higher quality dataset, enabling it to generate sharper details, richer textures, and more natural looking. What truly sets Aurora apart is its step-by-step image construction. Using a more structured diffusion process rather than a single pass generation, this allows Grok-3 to have better defined edges, smoother gradients, and fewer AI artifacts, like those random objects you see in the scene. But with these upgrades in mind, how far can we push Grok-3? Here are a few of the most common challenges in AI image generation. Let's put Grok-3 through the ringer. Okay, what do you notice here? Does anything look off to you? Yep, it's the wrinkles. Too many. In fact, far too many. This is likely due to the AI generalizing skin as uniform, leading it to either overly exaggerated wrinkles or sometimes just flawless faces. What about this one? Did you catch a mistake yet? Yep, there's an extra finger there, or maybe two. Hands and fingers have always been something AI struggles with, since AIs are generally trying to predict pixel patterns instead of applying anatomically sound structures. Notice that the fingers are also a bit blurred. Maybe that's intentional as a way to hide some of the imperfections. I saw this blur in most of the images I generated. Okay, this one's actually pretty funny. There are 3 blatant mistakes in this image. Can you spot them? Okay, the first one that sticks out to me is the extra finger here. There's also a floating hand here. And this arm holding the phone was either transplanted to this other person or it's going through that person. AI models don't actually understand human anatomy. They predict patterns based on millions of reference images. When multiple people interact, AIs have general difficulty keeping each person distinct, often leading to blended features, misplaced limbs, and depth inconsistencies, as we just saw here. Lastly, AI normally struggles in generating words, but this image right here proves me wrong. So let's push it a bit more. This AI image here has a correct text, but unrealistic streetlights. In this other one, the streetlights seem more realistically placed, but then the text is off. It seems that it's hard to get a good balance between correct text generation and the image I want. The reason why AI struggles with the text is that AI processes text as a part of the overall image, rather than as a separate language element. But here, Grok seems to be doing something different. I noticed that when putting text in a white background, such as a sheet of paper we saw earlier, it seems to do a better job. My guess is that Grok is generating the text in a white paper separately. So what have we learned so far? Grok-3, in my opinion, is an amazing step forward. With the Aurora engine, users can produce much more photorealistic images and with a lot more ease too. Sure, there are still a few challenges here and there, but this is something that all AIs are struggling with and are looking to solve. But the big difference here is that with Grok-3's minimal censorship, well, I think it makes creating AI images a lot more fun. But users should be smart and careful of where they post these images or how they're shared. What do you think? Are we entering a new era of AI creativity and exploration, or perhaps are we entering an era of misinformation? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to see more of what Grok can do, then check out this video. Otherwise, subscribe to stay up to date with everything AI.